I 27M got the infamous "I need to find myself" speech exactly 3 weeks after handing over a deposit for the apartment we were supposed to share. Mia 25F and I had been a couple for 3 years. We met at a mutual friend's game night and the spark was instant. She was witty, brilliant, and stunning. We weathered her graduation, my job transfer, and even 6 months of long distance while she interned to states over. The bomb dropped on a Thursday night. We were at our favorite taco spot, discussing where the couch should go in the new place. Suddenly, she set her fork down. "Derek, we need to talk." My gut clenched. Nothing good ever follows that sentence. "I've been thinking," she went on, nervously playing with her hair. "I'm 25. My body count is only 3, including you. I feel like I'm missing out on life experiences. I'm just too young to be tied down." I stared at her blankly. Tied down? We were moving and not walking down the aisle tomorrow. But naturally, that was the trajectory, right? Cohabitation, engagement, marriage, family. "So," I said, "you want to break up so you can date around?" She nodded, trying to take my hand. I pulled away, "But we can stay friends, and who knows, maybe after I've had my fun phase, we can find each other again. You are absolutely husband material." "Derek, just not right now." Husband material. Not right now. Like I was a winter coat she wanted to put on layaway. "Mia," I said, my voice steady, "if you walk away to explore, we are finished. Permanently." She laughed. Actually laughed in my face. "Stop being so dramatic. Couples take breaks all the time. This isn't a break. You are ending a 3-year commitment to sleep with other people." "That's not, I mean." She sighed. "Look, I know you're hurt, but you'll understand eventually. We are soulmates. I just need to get this out of my system." I stood up and tossed cash on the table for my share. "Explore away, Mia. I hope you find whatever it is you're chasing." I left her sitting there, jaw dropped, drove straight home, and called the landlord to kill the lease. I ate the $500 lost since she hadn't signed yet, but it was a small price to pay to avoid a messy lease break later. I blocked her on every platform that night. It wasn't a tantrum, it was a decision. She wanted to explore? She could do it without me as an audience. Update 1. 2 months later, I honestly thought that was the end of the saga. I was wrong. After 2 months of total silence, the flying monkeys descended. First, it was her best friend, Tessa. I got a text from an unsaved number. "Hey Derek, it's Tessa. Can we chat? Mia is really struggling." Deleted. Then her sister, Nora, hunted me down on LinkedIn. "Hi Derek. Hope work is good. Random question, are you going to Brent's party? Mia mentioned you guys are taking some space, but she misses you." Taking space. Like I was on a sabbatical. I didn't reply. Then came the accidental run-ins. Suddenly, Mia was at my coffee shop, my grocery store, and the bookstore I visit every Saturday. Each time, she feigned shock. "Derek, oh, wow. What are the odds?" The third time, I snapped. "Pretty high, considering you know my schedule." She tried to look hurt. "I shop here too." "Since when?" "You hate this place. You told me their produce smells like dirt." "People change," she huffed. "Exactly," I said, pushing my cart to the self-checkout. The worst part was mutual friends updating me on her exploration. A new guy every week on her stories. Clubbing every night. A Vegas trip with a Tinder date. She was living it up. Meanwhile, I was just living. I joined a rec league basketball team. I took a coding boot camp through work. I got promoted to team lead. Turns out, burying yourself in work instead of planning romantic dates does wonders for your career. Then, last week happened. I got home from basketball to find Mia sitting on my doorstep. She wasn't dressed for the club this time. She was wearing an old college hoodie of mine she'd stolen. "We need to talk," she said. "No, we don't." I unlocked my door. She stood up fast. "Please, Derek." 5 minutes. "You owe me that. You had 3 years. You traded them for 6 months of exploration." "How did that go?" "The waterworks started. I made a mistake, okay. I explored. I dated. I had my fun. And do you know what I learned? That you are the one I want. I actually let out a laugh. I'm the one you want now. After you test drove every other model? That's rich. That's not fair. You literally told me I was husband material. You wanted to save me for later. Like I was non-perishable food on a shelf. You thought I'd just sit here and wait. We had 3 years together, had. Past tense. You ended it to go play. And now I'm ending the game. The entitlement was suffocating. Mia, I'm seeing someone. It was a lie, I wasn't. But watching her face crumble was deeply satisfying. What? Who? For how long? Irrelevant. What matters is that I moved on, just like you asked. I didn't want you to move on. I wanted you to be here when I came back. There it was. The truth. Go home, Mia. She didn't move. She sat back down on the concrete. I'll wait. You'll realize we belong together. I called building security. I told them an ex was trespassing. They escorted her off the property while she screamed about true love and second chances. That should have been the finale. It wasn't. Update 2. The escalation the day after security removed her, the campaign began. First, she showed up at my office, telling the receptionist she was my girlfriend and had to drop off my medication. Security called me down. She was holding a bag from our old sandwich spot. You forgot your lunch, babe. The guard looked confused. I didn't play along. She is my ex. Please remove her. Derek, don't be like this. We need to talk. I watched security walk her out while my colleagues tried not to gawk. My manager pulled me aside later. Everything good. Ex-girlfriend having trouble processing the ex part. Won't happen again. It did happen again. Different tactics. Flowers arrived at my desk. A massive bouquet. The card read, for my soulmate. Always yours, M. I tossed them in the break room and let the admin scavenge them. Then came the social media blitz. Since I had her blocked, she made burner accounts. She commented on 2-year-old posts with inside jokes. She tagged me in memories on Facebook by mutual friends. She posted a long rant on Instagram about losing the love of her life to his stubborn pride. My favorite line, he says he's moved on, but I know he still loves me. True love doesn't just vanish. My buddy Trevor sent me screenshots. Bro, she has lost the plot. Ignore it, I told him. Don't engage. Don't give her ammo. But Mia wasn't finished. She reached out to my mother. My mom called me, totally baffled. Honey, Mia just called me sobbing about how you won't forgive her for a little fight. What happened? Tell me everything. Mom went quiet after I explained, so. She dumped you to sleep round and expects you to take her back. Basically. Oh, hell no. I like that girl, but absolutely not. I'll handle this. I don't know what my mom said, but Mia's mom called me the next day, screaming. How dare you turn your mother against my daughter? Mia made one mistake. You're destroying her, Mrs. Patterson. Your daughter made a choice. I've made mine. Do not contact me again. You will regret this. She was the best thing to ever happen to you. Then why did she leave? Silence. Then, you are a cold, heartless man. No. I'm a man who knows his value. Goodbye. The calls kept coming, different numbers, borrowed phones, each voicemail more unhinged than the last. I know you're home. I see your living room light. That blonde girl from your basketball game, is that her? Is that the new girlfriend? We are meant to be. I will wait forever if I have to. I filed a police report for harassment. The officer basically said unless she threatened bodily harm, it was a civil issue. He suggested a restraining order. My lawyer friend, Anthony, looked into it. You need more documentation. Keep a log of everything. So I did. Every text, every voicemail, every drive-by. I built a dossier. Then last night, things went nuclear. I was on a date. My first real one since Mia. Her name is Harper, a girl from my coding boot camp. Smart, funny, and she didn't treat me like a backup plan. We were at a nice Italian spot when Harper's face went pale. Derek. That woman at the bar is staring daggers at us. I turned around. Mia, wearing the red dress I bought for our second anniversary. She raised her wine glass in a mock toast and started walking over. Derek. What a coincidence. She looked at Harper. Hi, I'm Mia. Derek's girlfriend. Well, but not for long. She smiled like a shark. Harper started to stand up. I touched her hand. Stay. Please. I turned to Mia. You are embarrassing yourself, am I? Or are you embarrassing yourself with this obvious rebound? Harper actually laughed. Lady, I don't know what your deal is, but this is sad. Mia's face twisted. Excuse me? You heard me. Whatever you had with Derek, you threw it in the trash. Now you're stalking him at dinner. It's not romantic. It's pathetic. You don't know anything about us. I know he blocked you. I know you've been harassing him. And I know you're about 3 seconds from getting arrested if you don't walk away. I pulled out my phone. I'm calling the cops. Mia lunged for it. In the scuffle, she knocked over Harper's wine glass. Red wine went everywhere all over Harper's white blouse. The manager materialized instantly. Ma'am, you need to leave? I'm not going anywhere. This is my boyfriend. The ex-girlfriend, I corrected loudly. Who is stalking me? Please call the police. The manager nodded to a waiter, who dialed 911. Mia realized she had miscalculated. Derek, don't do this, please. You made me do this. You pushed me to this. The cops arrived 10 minutes later. They took statements from me, Harper, the manager, and diners who witnessed the whole thing. Mia tried to spin it as a misunderstanding, but Harper's wine-soaked shirt argued otherwise. They didn't arrest her on the spot, but they issued a criminal trespass warning for the restaurant and strongly suggested she cease contact. As they escorted her out, she screamed, "This isn't over, Derek. We belong together." Harper was incredible about it. She even joked that she'd never had such an action-packed first date. We grabbed pizza afterward, but the mood was heavy. She kissed me goodnight, though, and said, "Call me when you get that restraining order. I filed for the emergency protective order this morning. Court date is next week. Final update, the reckoning court day arrived. I showed up with Anthony and a binder thick with evidence. Mia showed up with her mom and a lawyer who looked like he operated out of a strip mall. She was dressed like she was heading to Sunday school, conservative dress, no makeup, hair in a bun. The transformation from party girl back to innocent victim was almost impressive. The judge reviewed the evidence, the texts, the logs, the voicemails, the witness statements, the police report. Mia's lawyer tried to paint it as a passionate misunderstanding between former lovers. Your Honor, my client simply seeks closure. She has been trying to apologize for a hasty breakup. The judge looked over her glasses. Counselor, did you review the evidence? Specifically, the voicemail where your client states, quote, "I can see your light on?" Even her lawyer shifted uncomfortably. Then Mia asked to speak, clearly against her lawyer's advice. Your Honor, Derek and I had 3 beautiful years. I made one mistake. I asked for space to grow, and now he is punishing me for it. The judge flipped through the papers. You ended the relationship too, in your words. Explore options? Yes, but, and Mr. Reed told you the breakup would be permanent? He was upset. He didn't mean it. Ma'am, you are 25. You are old enough to understand consequences. You ended a relationship. He accepted it and moved on. Your refusal to accept his autonomy has led to stalking, harassment, and assault. I didn't assault anyone. I knocked over a glass while trying to grab his phone. After following him to a restaurant on a date. She trailed off, realizing what she just admitted. Mia started crying. I just wanted him back. Is that a crime? The stalking and harassment? Actually, yes. Restraining order granted. 2 years. No contact. Stay 500 feet away. The full package. As we left the courthouse, Her mom cornered me in the parking lot. Are you happy now? You've humiliated her. You've destroyed her reputation, Mrs. Patterson. Mia did this to herself. She loved you. No. She loved the idea of having me as a backup plan. There is a difference. You will die alone with that attitude. Anthony stepped in. Ma'am, any further contact from you or your family will be considered a violation of the protective order by proxy. Walk away. She huffed off, spitting out, she was too good for you anyway. That's why she was stalking me, right? I muttered. The aftermath was swift. Mia lost her job. Turns out, erratic attendance because you're too busy stalking your ex doesn't fly with employers. Her Instagram pivoted from party pics to survivor quotes about narcissistic abuse and rising from the ashes. Tessa reached out one last time via a mutual friend. Just so you know, Mia is in therapy. She realizes she messed up. Maybe in a year or two you could consider. No. Tell her therapy is great. Hope she learns. But we are never getting back together, ever. You're really cold. You know that, no. I'm just someone who knows you can't treat people like safety nets. Update 3. 6 months later, life goes on. It's been half a year since the court order. The silence has been blissful. The restraining order is doing its job. I haven't seen Mia, though I heard through the grapevine she moved back to her hometown to heal. Good for her, just as long as she heals far away from me. Harper and I are still together. We actually just booked a trip to Japan for next month, something I always wanted to do with Mia, but she never wanted to waste the money on. Harper isn't a rebound, she's a partner. It's refreshing to be with someone who chooses you every day, not just when they run out of other options. She still has that red wine stain on her white shirt. She kept it. She calls it her battle scar from winning the war against the crazy ex. My mom still texts me weekly, "Thank God you dodged that bullet." My dad just says, "I handled it better than he would have." The funny thing is, if Mia had just broken up with me, normally said she fell out of love, or wanted different things, I would have been heartbroken, but I would have understood. People grow apart. But the audacity to think I would sit on a shelf while she played the field. The assumption that I should be grateful when she decided to pick me back up. That told me everything I needed to know. She never saw me as a partner. I was an accessory, a safe, stable accessory she could put down and pick up whenever convenient. Well, this accessory walked himself right out of her life. Best $500 deposit I ever lost. It likely saved me from a divorce that would have cost me half my assets and my sanity. To anyone reading this, you are not a backup plan, you are not a safety net, you are not required to wait while someone finds themselves. When someone shows you how little they value you, believe them, walk away, and if they follow you, get the paperwork. It's worth more than their promises ever were.